What's going on, guys? It's your boy Fresh Brother, the first person that you know, and I'm back with a brand new YouTube video. Now, I know it's been a while since I posted some videos on my channel here, but I'm back on the grind. I'm going to be grinding so heavily. So if you guys do love these reaction videos, make sure to always leave a like, a comment, and make sure you guys sub to the channel. I'm going to be grinding like crazy, posting on content like crazy. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. But anyways, today's reaction video, we're going to be reacting to top 10 times the Olympics bankrupted a country. So I know the Olympics just happened, I think in Tokyo, and I think they just ended. I think they just ended. I think USA ended with the most medals. Even with golds, they had the most golds, so that was, that's pretty cool. Team USA. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and let's hop right into the video.
Hosting the Olympics is just a terrible idea.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times the Olympics bankrupted a city.
By 1984, no country wanted to host the games.
The bottom line here is that we've paid off the loan.
Not exactly.
But the ruins of its Olympic venues will not prove as lucrative as those of ancient Delphi or Olympia.
For this list, we're looking at the cities that took the biggest financial hits to host the Olympic Games. Let us know in the comments which
Oh,
of
so
you
I get
think
to
is the most
cities,
embarrassing.
countries.
Number
Same
10,
thing.
Athens, 1896.
Athens.
For over 1,000 years, the Olympic Games were held
Damn,
in ancient
1896,
Greece,
the Olympics been
eventually
going on?
disappearing in the 4th century
Holy
AD.
crap.
So it makes sense that Greece was the country to bring back the Olympics in the 1890s for the
Yo, that's
first
crazy.
modern
Imagine being an
Olympics.
athlete back in
Unanimous vote,
1896.
despite already being in dire financial straits. Greece's crown prince had
That's
to
crazy.
rally the Greek public to foot the bill, and even then came up short.
I wonder if back
Fortunately,
then if
businessman
sports
George
were
Abramoff
as
made a substantial donation that
like
kept the dream alive.
more like
The events
competitive
were, of course,
as like they are
immensely
now.
Successful, relaunching the Olympics, but they certainly didn't leave Greece financially better off. Number 9, Sydney 2000. Decades on, it remains unclear how positive the 2000 Olympics ultimately were for Australia, at least from a financial standpoint.
I'd love to
feel-good
visit
factor
Sydney.
returned in Sydney.
I heard it's a nice
but
place.
that came at a cost, close to $9 billion in today's money. However, the real cost may be one of lost opportunities.
The Sydney Olympics themselves were definitely a successful event. It was
Bro.
widely watched and a lot of fun.
They lost $9 billion?
But it overran on costs so significantly that the New South Wales government
Bro.
had to step in.
So you're
and
saying you
pull
hosted
the
a huge
from
event,
the
but you
original
lost
committee.
$9 billion?
The Olympics also
But don't they
didn't
get
draw
that
many more additional
revenue
tourists to
when they
Sydney,
host stuff
and
like that?
Many of the stadiums stand
Or no?
unused,
I don't know.
and therefore aren't
But
earning
damn,
any money
that's
to
a
give
lot of
Australia
money.
back its investment.
The scale of the place, in one
Dang,
sense,
they
is
made
the
them
enemy
broke.
of placemaking. So to try and make intimate spaces and people-focused spaces, just the sheer scale of what was created to get the volumes of people in and out, make that a retrofitting challenge.
Number 8, Albertville, 1992. France took a huge financial hit on what would be the country's last Olympic Games until the competition heads to Paris in the summer of 2024. The problem was that, like many Olympic cities, Albertville didn't have the necessary infrastructure. But its
Ice
own
skating.
plan definitely made this even worse.
I remember when I first
The
tried
organizing
it, I
committee
fell on my
decided that
butt and
instead
it
of
was
taking
cold
place
because the
in
ice is
one
super
central
cold.
location, the games would be split across 13 venues, which meant even better transport links were needed in the French Alps. It more than doubled its initial budget, and didn't draw in the tourists like it was supposed to, losing a huge $56 million. Number 7, Lake Placid, 1980.
Hey, that's the name of a movie too.
The site of the 13th
With the big
Olympic Winter
alligator.
Games was truly a global arena.
The United
No,
You have to get up early to catch the best
No.
fish, and early to prepare them too.
we
That's
hate
what Bonefish
ads.
Grill believes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Every
skip that real
Seafresh
quick.
favorite,
We don't want
every
to see that.
handcrafted
Definitely don't want to see that ad.
Site of the 13th Olympic Winter Games was truly a global arena.
The United States has hosted some of the most successful Olympic Games of all time, most
course.
notably the hugely profitable 1984 Games in Los Angeles.
No one really wanted to host it. Los Angeles kind of got it by default. And then you look at 92, the next time there's a bidding process, countries are lining up to host the Olympics. Everyone wants to do this. after they see the success in Los Angeles.
But only a few years previously, Lake Placid's second turn at hosting the Winter Games didn't go as planned. It seems like the Olympic organizers didn't quite solve the problem of how to transport people to the events, or even how to sell unsold tickets. You needed a ticket to get to the ticket booth. The Games have also had an unpleasant legacy on the area, with the former Olympic Village now being the federal correctional institution Ray Brook, a medium security prison. Even with that, Lake Placid was still millions of dollars in debt.
Damn.
Number 6, Rio 2016.
So lesson learned, make sure you don't host the Olympics. So now the Tokyo's gonna probably go in debt. Like, Tokyo's gonna probably go in debt now. I feel bad for them.
Questioned Rio's ability to foot the bill for the Olympics in the lead up to the 2016 Games, the first ever to be hosted anywhere.
Is that
in
Tracy
South
Morgan?
America.
It is
And
Tracy
those fears
Morgan.
may not have been unfounded.
That's definitely Tracy Morgan.
Of the mosquito-borne Zika virus. In advance of the Rio Games,
Uh-oh.
Olympic organizers and local authorities have been spraying facilities and struggling to assure the world that it's safe for athletes and tourists to come here.
At the
Damn,
time,
that
Brazil
sucks.
was already facing a severe economic crisis and an outbreak of the Zika virus. Not
Bro,
to
they're
mention
messed up
a
for that. They
high-profile
made them
money
host the
laundering
Olympics because they're already going through the struggle. That's kind of messed up.
And it's allegedly vast corruption.
They wrong for
Public
that.
protests against the events
They're
before
so
they
wrong
happened
for that.
because of the huge expense of hosting. And in the end, the debts piled high, leaving the city over $100 million worse off.
Damn.
Many of the expensive
That's still not
venues
worse
sit
than that
totally
9 billion. That
abandoned,
9
and
billion, bro.
Brazil has yet to recover.
I don't even know how
These
you come
crumbling
back from that.
facilities left vacant are the byproduct of a city struggling with debt and colossal maintenance costs.
Number 5, Nagano 1998. You know something went horribly wrong when the Olympic organizers would rather burn all the financial documents than admit just how deep into debt they were. That is exactly what happened in the wake of Japan's 1998 Winter Olympics when it came out that the details of the successful Olympic bid had been incinerated. Nagano overran by much less in real terms than other games, only around 50%, and was generally seen as a success for the region because of the infrastructure development it led to. But it still landed Japan in significant debt. It would be over 20 years until the Olympics returned to the country. Number 4, Vancouver 2010.
There's a lot of praise for this place. Not only is it downtown waterfront location, but it's also one of the most environmentally sustainable neighborhoods in North America.
In 2010, Canada was back to host the Winter Olympics once more. Like Lake Placid, the
I wanna
Vancouver
visit
Committee
Canada. I
designed
heard
the
it's
Olympic
nice and
facilities,
it's
specifically
nice
the
there.
village, with a secondary
Especially
purpose
in the
mind
tourist
after
parts.
the games were over.
But when the Olympics and Paralympics wrapped up, the transformation was slow. Condos were expensive. The economy wasn't strong. And
Everywhere
they
is
felt the
expensive, I
Olympic
feel
Village was
like.
being
This whole
used as a
road is
political football.
The
expensive.
village was set to become hundreds of luxury condos that the city could sell to make back some of the expense. Unfortunately, they overestimated the demand for high-end condos, and very few of the former village buildings were sold.
After the games, due to sluggish condo sales, people started
Excuse
calling
me.
the village a ghost town. But even the dark days weren't all that dark. The deserted look attracted a certain clientele that helped keep businesses afloat.
The events landed the city $630 million in debt, and it took an additional 4 years for the condos to be sold and Vancouver to be back in the black.
Damn, it took them
Number
4
3,
years to sell
Athens,
enough
2004.
condos for them to
More than
get all that money
100
back.
years after
That's not
Athens
too long,
relaunched
but
the Olympics,
it's long
Greece
enough.
had a successful bid to host again.
Between 2001 and 2004, they went beyond target, spending 7 billion euros to host the Olympic Games.
Wait, what's
But
7
even
billion
in
euros?
1999, the budget deficit
And
was
hold
reported
on, I'm about to do that
at
estimate right now. Sorry, guys.
3.38%.
I gotta find out that estimate. 7 billion euros to US dollars. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. €7 billion to US dollars equals to, this is a big ass number, holy crap. It's equal to $8 billion. $8,219,400,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money. Holy crap.
Of GDP.
Unfortunately, hosting in the early 21st century turned out to have dire consequences.
At a cost of 13 billion euros, the Athens Olympics played their part in the saga of Greece's public debt, which last year reached 165% of GDP.
Not only was Greece's economy already in danger by the early 2000s, but with the benefit of hindsight, we can see how the Olympics harmed the country, as both the Greek debt crisis and the 2008 financial crash happened shortly afterwards. Though technically the 2004 Games did potentially turn a profit for Greece, many of the stadiums are today lying empty and unused, and Greece is still struggling economically.
So since the 2004
Yeah, that's
Olympics,
messed up.
Athens has Olympic venues that are now
That
white
sucks.
elephants on the one hand and a thriving infrastructure on the other. Two sides of the same coin. We'll leave you to think about the merits of hosting the Olympic Games.
People everywhere living with type 2 diabetes.
Lesson of the day is don't host the Olympics, because those just put you in debt.
With rebellious.
But nothing worse is fucking student debt.
Hosting the Olympic
Student
Games.
debt is the
Number 2,
worst.
Sochi 2014. They were the single costliest games on record. And despite the Sochi authorities apparently sparing no expense, when you look at the bill, they were absolutely disastrous.
Everything is wonderful. I don't see any problems. Everything is absolutely great.
They were also the biggest Winter Olympics so far at the time in terms of the number of events held, which required even more infrastructure. Ultimately, it cost over $50 billion, making it significantly
Damn.
more expensive than even the Summer Games.
Bro, where did they
On
get
top
this kind of
that,
money
the
from?
Games were plagued with controversy.
Like $50 billion?
including the Russian
Like,
doping
do
scandal
they just
and
pull it from their
allegations of
government?
labor law violations.
And just
The
here to
World
say spend
Anti-Doping
this?
Agency releasing findings from their investigation, saying over 1,000 Russian athletes competing in summer, winter, and Paralympic sports can be identified as being involved in or benefiting from manipulations to
That's
conceal
crazy.
positive doping tests.
It's even been speculated
Performance
that Sochi's
enhancement
vast expense
drugs are trying to
contributed
cheat.
political unrest throughout
Steroids.
Russia, as it didn't boost the economy as hoped.
The gold and the glories are gone, leaving the city and its surroundings with a tarnished legacy.
Before
Damn.
we continue,
Poor
be sure
Russia.
to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Sub to their channel and
notified
sub
for
to my
occasional
channel. You
videos
guys are
or all
awesome
of
and
them.
you're fresh as
If you're
fuck
on
for
your
that.
phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
And turn on post
Number
notifications,
1,
please and thank
Montreal,
you.
1976.
Much appreciated.
It was this poorly organized event in Canada that led to widespread skepticism about the viability of the Olympic Games and the detrimental effects they could have on their host cities. Montreal 1976 was an extremely expensive summer games.
Montreal,
plagued from
that's
the
nice.
beginning by
My mom's
poor
lived there
labor
and been
management,
there.
lots of strikes, and construction delays so severe, many of the venues weren't finished in time.
Was not very well managed as a financial project.
Damn, imagine having the Olympics, you can't even do like a
Fabulous stadium.
specific sport because the venue's not done. That's embarrassing.
Covered stadium in North America put together.
It took Montreal 30 years to pay off the immense debt that hosting the Games cost, and it remains the first and only time Canada has ever hosted the summer events. It
Yeah, I can imagine
overran
why.
by an enormous 720% from its initial projected budget, and caused many countries to rethink and even withdraw their own
Bro.
Olympic bids. Do you agree with our picks? Check
No
out this
wonder
other
why it took
research
them
from
30
WatchMojo,
years.
and be
That's
sure to
like
subscribe and ring
overly
the bell to
budget.
be notified about our latest videos.
Yo, that is insane. Yo, Canada, don't ever host another like Olympics game ever again. That is terrible. Well, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you guys like enjoyed that video there, the Olympics. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a big like, comment, leave a comment in the section to where you think was the most hurtful city or like country that's got hurt the worst from hosting the Olympics. And comment down below if you guys watched the Olympics this year and what was your favorite part of the Olympics. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.